Michigan State. It's something about that rivalry. I got them beating Penn State, and then I got them losing to Michigan and Ohio State.
If you can see my little note here.
You don't even need your note.
0-3.
Yeah, of course.
Look, I thought they were a one-man wrecking crew last year. Continuing on here, Michigan State fill-in-the-blank edition. That's what we're doing now. Through 3 questions. We've got a 4th question. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. MSU's defense will allow over 30 points in blank games this season. Braylon?
I struggled with this one because at first I really wanted to be funny and say 7. Thinking about that secondary last year, but obviously I took it serious. I got 4. I think their secondary, led by Xavier Henderson, will be a lot better this year. I think the defense will be much improved too. I just looking at the schedule, man. Like I think they're going to be a tough, hard-nosed team. That's what Mel Tucker is known for. That's what he was at Ohio State. That's what he was at Georgia, and that's what he's trying to build up there in East Lansing, Michigan State. So I think they'll be much improved on defense. I got them 4 times this year. I think Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, and there was another one I had on here. Wisconsin or Washington.
Maz?
I had him at 3 or 4, so I'm right with Braylon.
Pick
I'm gonna
one.
go with 3.
Okay.
Michigan State, Ohio
4.
State.
Yeah.
That's my 3.
Okay.
Don't sleep on Washington. Their quarterback is Penix from Indiana.
Oh wow.
He transferred to Washington.
Michael Penix.
Yeah,
Look at that.
the infamous the 6-2 year that got everybody excited in COVID, and obviously a bunch of injuries now derailed Tom Allen's team. But he's now out there in Washington under DeBoer, so could be interesting.
So last year, MSU's defense allowed over 34 times last year. I'm going to go with 4 times again. Look, they bring back a lot of guys. They lose, Panishuk, the defensive end, who was their sack leader last year, had 7 sacks to lead them last year. They got a lot of guys that can get to the quarterback as well. But I just think I don't think they're going to be any better. I don't think they're going to be any worse than they were last year. Probably the secondary, in fact, a little bit better, I would hope. So I'm going to stick with 4. They did 4 last year. They go 4 this year. Now this is the question that can spawn some discussion.
What's the odds on all of us having the same?
Everybody,
100%.
We all got the same. And first of all,
Hold on. Here's the question.
I don't think we got the same.
Let me pose the question.
You two will have the same.
Here we go.
I know what you have.
MSU's combined record against Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State will be Braylon.
1 and 2.
Oh wow, shocking.
Who you got to beat?
Penn State. They have Penn State's number. I think you saw last year, and this is when Penn State had a damn good team. Obviously, it was a snow game up there in East Lansing, same day that Michigan played Ohio State. But I just like Peyton Thorne against this team. I think James Franklin is on a decline there, and I know they just paid him. I think that program's on a bit of a decline. I know Sean Clifford was hurt last year, but I don't trust him. I don't trust that team against Michigan State. It's something about that rivalry. I got them beating Penn State, and then I got them losing to Michigan and Ohio State.
Maz?
I had the exact same thing, Braylon. I thought he was going on the Ofer train. I got him beating Penn State for the last game of the year. Little revenge game. Probably in the snow, this time in Happy Valley. I think they upset them. But they'll lose to Ohio State and Michigan this time.
If you can see my little note here.
You don't even need your note.
0-3.
Yeah, of course.
Look, and I don't think it's unreasonable at all to say I got to see it. I literally consider Michigan State, rightfully or wrongfully. I'm not a fan of the team. I'm coming to you as not a fan of the team. I don't think it's unreasonable to say I got to see them do it. I got to see what they look like.
Yeah.
I thought they were a one-man wrecking crew last year. Most of their success, 80% of their success, was because, in my opinion, I shouldn't put a percentage on it, but Kenneth Walker makes everybody better when he's on the team. He makes Peyton Thorne a much better quarterback when he's rushing the ball for 200 yards a game. I got to see it first before I buy in. I don't know what kind of quarterback Peyton Thorne is. I think he's a good one.
Right.
But again, he's a whole hell of a lot better with that guy, a transformational program-changing running back in your backfield.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because I've talked to Michigan State former players. I've talked to people that are Michigan State fans, people that actually break down Michigan State. They are uneasy in what the state of their not the program, but just this team. Some very, very, very notable individuals, they say they think Michigan State's going to take a step back. And the reason why that's also not a problem to say that, Ryan, is because even with K9 last year, you looked at Peyton Thorne at times last year, 125 yards passing, 140 yards passing, 185 yards passing. There were a lot of games in which he struggled. And you're talking about with a guy that should have made it a lot easier. So it's nothing wrong with saying that you got to see it first. I think that's fair to say. I think they're going to be Penn State because I don't believe in Penn State. I think Michigan is going to be better on the defensive side as people think. In Ohio State, you got to prove you can beat it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with saying what you said. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying 1 and 2 against those 3 schools.
Well, let me throw a wild card question in here for MSU.
Okay.
Are you ready? You guys get the vote first. MSU will win 8 out of 12 games.
Wrong.
Yes or no?
No.
Over or under?
I got under. I got 7-5. I think you go from 11-2 to 7-5. It's just my opinion. I do reserve the right to change that. I think they lose those 3 games: Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State. I think Wisconsin can drop them, and then I think on the road against Washington. Washington is not the team they were last year. I think that could be a very difficult game for Michigan State on the road, probably at night. No, it is at night. Look at that. A night game at Washington. I think it could be very challenging. So I'm going to go 7-5.
I got 8-4. I got 8-4. I'm looking at the schedule right now. I think they lose at Washington. Not Michigan State. The Big Ten doesn't have a good track record going out to the West Coast during the season. We know that to be true. Last time Michigan State went out there, I want to say lost to Oregon. Obviously, that was a damn good team, 2015. But I got them losing to Washington on the road. I got them losing to Ohio State at home. I have them losing to Michigan. I have them losing to Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland.
I'm telling you, man, Tulia Tagovailoa. I'm so high on the kid, and I think Maryland is going to beat him. But I got them winning 8 games though.